What if I told you your car is slowly learning bad habits every single day, and those habits are costing you fuel economy, smoothness, and engine life? No warning lights, no error codes, no obvious failure. Yet, after years in the shop, mechanics know this truth. Many cars don't need parts. They need a reset, and there's a 5-minute reset trick that can restore smoother idle, better throttle response, lower fuel consumption, and fewer random quirks drivers live with for years. The shocking part? This reset is built into your car, costs nothing, and works best before things break. By the end of this video, you'll know what your car is quietly learning, why those learned behaviors turn against you, and how to reset them safely without tools or damage. Stay to the end, because there's one mistake that turns this reset from helpful into harmful, and most DIY videos get it wrong. Your car is constantly learning. Most drivers don't know this. Modern cars don't just follow instructions, they adapt. Your engine computer is always adjusting. Fuel trims, idle speed, throttle response, transmission shift behavior, emissions control strategies. It does this to compensate for dirty sensors, worn components, fuel quality changes, driving habits. Here's the problem. Once the car adapts to a bad condition, it keeps that behavior, even after the problem is gone. That's why drivers say things like, "It never felt the same after that repair. My MPG never came back. It runs fine, just not like before. Nothing is broken. The car just learned the wrong lesson." Why this causes silent damage over time. When adaptive systems drift too far, the engine can run slightly richer than necessary, idle higher than designed, delay ignition timing, overwork emissions components. You don't feel it immediately, but over time, it leads to carbon buildup, catalytic converter stress, higher oil contamination, and premature wear. Longtime mechanics see this constantly, especially after battery replacements, sensor cleaning, throttle body service, or years of short trip driving. The fix often isn't mechanical, it's behavioral for the car. Why shops don't talk about this reset? Here's the uncomfortable truth. This reset doesn't sell parts, doesn't require labor, and doesn't show up on an invoice. Many shops do it quietly after repairs. Some don't bother, some assume the car will figure it out. But drivers who never reset adaptations often come back saying, something still feels off, because the car is still compensating for problems that no longer exist. Section 1. What this reset actually does. Simple explanation. This reset clears learned fuel trims, idle compensation, throttle response memory, transmission shift adaptation on many cars. It does not erase VIN data, immobilizer coding, or permanent fault history. Think of it like this. You're not wiping the brain. You're erasing bad habits. After the reset, the car relearns. Correct airflow, proper fueling, normal load behavior. If the engine is healthy, the results are often immediate. This reset works best after maintenance, after sensor cleaning, after battery replacement, or when drivability slowly degraded over time. It does not fix broken parts, it exposes them. And that's where most DIY videos fail. They skip the warnings. Section 2. The reset mechanics actually use. No tools. There are many myths about resetting a car. This is the controlled method used by experienced technicians when a car feels off but shows no hard faults. This reset targets learned adaptations, not software. What you need: a healthy battery, all accessories off, 5 quiet minutes, that's it. Step by step, the 5-minute adaptation reset. Step 1, cold engine. Do this with the engine fully cold, not warm, not hot. Why this matters? The ECU stores different cold and warm strategies. Resetting while warm can lock in bad data. Step 2, key on, engine off. Turn the key to on, or press start without your foot on the brake. Do not start the engine, wait 60 seconds. This powers the ECU on throttle body and sensors without combustion. Step 3. Full throttle pedal press. Slowly press the accelerator pedal all the way down. Hold it there for 15 seconds, then slowly release. This signals the ECU to clear throttle and idle adaptations. Step 4. Key off. Turn the key completely off. Wait 2 full minutes. This allows capacitors in the ECU to fully discharge. Rushing this step is where most people fail. Step 5. Start and idle. Start the engine without touching the gas. Let it idle for 2 to 3 minutes. Do not rev the engine, turn on AC, turn the steering wheel, or touch the throttle. This is the relearn phase. That's the entire reset. Total time, about 5 minutes. Section 3. The one mistake that causes rough idle. Here's the mistake that creates problems. Touching the gas during relearn. When you do that, and the ECU learns, incorrect idle airflow, unstable throttle position, false load values. That's why some people say, after a reset, my car ran worse. They didn't let the system relearn cleanly. Mechanics know this. DIY videos rarely explain it. If your engine and sensors are healthy, you may notice smoother idle, crisper throttle response, more consistent shifting, slightly improved MPG over the next few drives. Not instantly dramatic, but noticeably cleaner. If you notice stalling, severe hesitation, warning lights, that's not the reset's fault. It means the car was hiding a real problem before. The reset simply removed the mask. This method works best on most gasoline cars from the late 1990s onward, vehicles with electronic throttle control, cars with adaptive idle and fuel trims. It may not apply to older cable throttle vehicles, some hybrids, or vehicles with manufacturer-locked procedures. Section 4. When you should absolutely do this reset. This reset is most effective in very specific situations. Longtime mechanics typically use it after battery replacement or disconnection, throttle body cleaning, MAF sensor cleaning, intake air leaks that were repaired, fuel system service, years of short trip driving, gradual MPG loss with no fault codes. Why? Because in all these cases, the ECU has been compensating. It learned how to idle with dirty airflow, how to fuel around sensor drift, how to smooth shifting despite incorrect load data. Once the physical issue is fixed, the ECU is still stuck in the past. The reset tells it, start over, use real data again. That's why many cars feel new again after this. Not because anything magical happened, but because the car finally stopped lying to itself. Section 5. When you should not do this reset. This is just as important. Do not do this reset if the check engine light is flashing, the engine misfires badly, the car stalls even before reset. There are known mechanical failures. The battery is weak or unstable. Why? Because the ECU may be actively compensating to keep the engine running. Resetting adaptations in those cases can remove safety margins, cause stalling, reveal severe drivability problems. And that's not a failure, it's information. Mechanics often reset cars on purpose to see what breaks first. That tells them where the real issue is. Some drivers report rough idle for the first few minutes, slightly delayed throttle response, odd shifting on the first drive. That's normal. Here's why. The ECU is relearning idle airflow, plus injector timing, transmission pressure maps, torque management. It needs a few drive cycles. Experienced technicians usually recommend 1 gentle city drive, 1 steady highway drive, no aggressive driving for the first 50 to 100 miles. That gives the system clean data. Section 6. What this reset reveals that drivers ignore. Here's the uncomfortable truth. If your car stalls after reset, idles poorly, throws new fault codes, the reset didn't cause damage. It exposed vacuum leaks, failing sensors, dirty injectors, weak batteries, sticking throttle plates. Before the reset, the ECU was hiding those problems by compensating harder and harder. That's why mechanics like this trick. It separates adaptation problems from real mechanical problems. Section 7. Why this is not a scan tool reset. This matters. Clearing codes with a scan tool does not always reset learned adaptations, may leave idle and fuel trims untouched, can give a false sense of reset. The 5-minute method works because it clears throttle memory, discharges ECU capacitors, forces a true relearn cycle. That's why mechanics still use it, even with expensive diagnostic tools. Section 8. The most common myth about ECU resets. The myth: resetting your ECU is bad for your car. The truth: running on bad learned data for years is worse. Cars are designed to relearn. They are not designed to stay permanently adapted to faults that no longer exist. Used correctly, this reset reduces unnecessary stress, improves efficiency, and restores intended behavior. Section 9. Why manufacturers don't talk about this. This reset isn't a secret. Engineers know about it, and dealership technicians know about it. OEM service manuals reference relearn procedures constantly. So why don't manufacturers explain it clearly to owners? Because it adds complexity to ownership, it creates liability if done incorrectly, and it doesn't sell convenience. Owners' manuals are written for compliance, emissions certification, warranty simplicity, not for long-term optimization. That's why you'll see vague phrases like, idle may vary after battery disconnect. That single sentence hides an entire system of adaptive behavior. This reset doesn't repair parts. It removes compensation. For months or years, your car may have been adding extra fuel to hide airflow errors, raising idle to mask deposits, softening shifts to hide incorrect load data. That compensation costs fuel, heat, oil quality, and component life. When you reset it properly, the engine stops overcorrecting. That's why MPG slowly improves, idle stabilizes, throttle response feels cleaner, not sharper, cleaner, and that difference matters long term. How often should this be done? Important. Here's the rule. Most people get wrong. This is not routine maintenance. Longtime mechanics typically use this reset after major maintenance, after battery replacement, or when drivability has clearly drifted over time. Not every oil change, not every month, not just because. Doing it too often prevents stable learning, confuses adaptive systems, and can cause inconsistent behavior. Once every few years is normal. Sometimes once in the car's lifetime is enough. Section 10. The one habit that prevents the need for this reset. If you want to avoid ever needing this reset, here's the habit mechanics quietly follow. Fix small issues early, because ECU adaptation only becomes a problem when it has to. Compensate for dirty airflow, work around weak batteries, adjust for neglected maintenance. Drivers who clean sensors occasionally, replace batteries before they weaken, address vacuum leaks early, rarely need resets. Their cars never learn bad habits in the first place. Section 11. Why this matters for long-term engine life. This isn't about performance, it's about wear psychology. An engine running on incorrect learned data runs hotter than necessary, contaminates oil faster, stresses emission systems, and accelerates invisible wear. The reset doesn't add power, it removes unnecessary stress. That's why cars that feel fine can still age badly, quietly. Final reality check. This trick won't fix broken parts, override physics, or turn neglect into reliability. But when used correctly, it can restore factory behavior, reduce hidden stress, and extend component life. That's why mechanics use it. Not because it's dramatic, because it's effective. Now be honest, has your car ever felt not quite right even after repairs? Have you replaced parts but never reset how the car thinks? And would you try this reset before spending money next time? Drop your experience in the comments. Not to chase fixes, but to stop silent damage before it becomes expensive. Because the most costly car problems are the ones hiding in plain sight.